Thank you, the Confederation of Indian Industry, for this lovely opportunity. First of all, I'd like to apologize for showing up late because, we had the Union Commerce Secretary here, and the meeting actually ended up taking a little longer than, what I thought. So therefore, my apologies for all those of you who've been waiting. Thank you, Samir Goelji, for chairing this event. Suchitra Ellagaru, who doesn't really need an introduction in this pandemic, I think one of the most visible faces that we've been seeing on television, papers, and everywhere. Suchitra, you don't see us very often. I think you should also meet with us, the government, more often and tell us, what else we need to be doing. Now that we are almost at the end of the pandemic, hopefully, that is. You did. Thank you. Thank you for Covaxin. Shri Jayesh Ranjan Garu, my Principal Secretary of Industry, Commerce and Information Technology. Vagish Dikshit, my dear friend. Shobha Dikshit ji. And to the distinguished gathering here, I see many friends, I see many colleagues. I see, in fact, ex-CII, office bearers here. So, really delighted to be here. Thank you very much for inviting me to this wonderful occasion. It's been an interesting time the last couple of years. Most of the events have been virtual. Most of the meetings have been virtual. So, in fact, when you get an invite to a physical event these days, it seems like a surprise. It seems like a out of the ordinary thing to do. So, always a pleasure attending the EXE event, which is where, in fact, I think the same venue we had attended this a couple of years ago. So, firstly, thank you for organizing this, and most importantly, for focusing on technology and how technology can possibly drive resilience in manufacturing and how it can take, the economy forward in the days to come. See, the extent of technology usage is possibly what distinguishes developed economies and the developing ones. I think if you look at what's happening the world over, if you look at the first world versus us, I think the difference couldn't be more stark. Especially the recent COVID pandemic has clearly shown us the importance of technology and digitization in the growth and survival of institutions and enterprises. Businesses who have embraced technology, who have adapted to technology quickly, have survived, have thrived, have grown faster. Businesses who have not embraced technology, of course, either have lost steam or have, in fact, some have perished also. So it becomes incumbent on us, the government, industry, private sector, and all the associations also, including CII, to spread more awareness about digital technologies and what it is that we need to be looking forward to in the next 1 decade to come also. We hear things like Industry 4.0, we hear things like emerging technologies, but how do we ensure that we work in tandem to understand what the world really needs and what India can provide in terms of solutions? COVID has been a major disruption for all of us, not just government or the industry, but I think for entire humanity, it has been a huge disruption. But the government of Telangana, in fact, especially my Principal Secretary, Jayesh Ranjan, I believe has been responding wherever I've been to, any association, any industry, has been responding, has been swift, has been very agile, in terms of protecting the business interests of many business houses in the state of Telangana. Even during the lockdown, when industry had to run, when industry had to, adjust and, really adopt to the new situations, new challenges, I think the government was there, hand-holding you, guiding you, ensuring that it went as smoothly as, we could. Telangana is one of the first states also, in fact, to have lifted the lockdown quickly and ensured that lockdown restrictions rather, so that, even after the first wave of COVID, we ensured that most industries functioned to the maximum permissible extent, so therefore your economic activity would not take a severe hit. We also have lobbied with the central government several times for development of a coordinated strategy, especially for the medium, micro, and the small entrepreneurs. I feel that the support for MSMEs should definitely extend beyond the Atmanirbhar package. The Government of India talked about a 20 lakh crore stimulus package. Now, I've been saying this and I will continue to say it till Government of India, in fact, takes a relook at what they've been doing. Packages in our country cannot be eyewash. Packages in our country cannot be merely there on the paper. They have to translate, percolate, help businesses create more wealth, help businesses create more employment, which is what governments ought to be looking at. It cannot be a philosophical or a theoretical approach to ensuring that industry survives and thrives. It has to be practical, it has to be pragmatic, so we will continue to make that case. We feel that the packages that have been declared definitely have not had the desired impact on MSMEs particularly, and even the production linked incentive scheme, which was again launched as part of the Atmanirbhar package, also is not pragmatic. This is something we have said in the past, we will continue to say it again, in the interest of the MSMEs based in Telangana and elsewhere in the country also. In 2019, our government in Telangana has launched the Telangana State-GlobalLinker for digitality, supporting MSMEs by creating free websites and e-stores for them to provide a host of online services so that even in the pandemic, their services are disrupted minimally. Another portal called Kirana Linker was also launched along with Confederation of All India Traders, and Global Linker was also supporting the Kirana stores and general public during the lockdown period in 2020. And today, we've also launched Made in Telangana, an online mall for supporting all local manufacturers and retailers. And I request all of you, and especially the association, to spread the good word, to help it reach maximum number of small and micro enterprises so that they can take full advantage of this. Telangana government has also recently joined hands with the Union Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, MeitY, to set up a very important center called as the National Center for Additive Manufacturing. Now this center, abbreviated as NCAM, will promote additive manufacturing, 3D printing ecosystem, encourage prototyping of new products, and provide access to infrastructure. This center will provide a big boost to local industries as they will be able to avail all these services right in our backyard in our own city, Hyderabad. Our homegrown initiative of Telangana government called as the T-Works, which has been active in nurturing a culture of makers and innovators, has been developing drones and other industrial equipment for supporting industries and also startups. This initiative is now ready to be availed by all the industries in the state of Telangana. More importantly, I urge again CII, I think as an institution, you have been empowered by your members to spread the good word on these two important institutions, NCAM, the National Center for Additive Manufacturing, and T-Works, so that your members can avail these facilities. All these initiatives and many others have helped Telangana in emerging as one of the most sought-after destinations for investment in the country. Our progressive policies and proactive government support have enabled us to attract several important investments in the past few months, even during the COVID times. Our flagship initiative, called as the TS iPass, has helped in attracting investments of over 2,20,000 crores and has provided employment to over 16 lakh people in the past 7 years. In fact, even during the pandemic, companies such as Goldman Sachs, Kitex, Ivanhoe Cambridge, Premier Energies, Gloucester Limited, Gokuldas Images, Integrated Gas Technologies, Pokana Engineered Stone, Triton Electric Vehicles, Ivanti, Malabar Gold, and several others have chosen to invest in Telangana. Recently, we also have received delegations and investment interest from countries such as Taiwan, Colombia, Poland, France, Denmark, and others, and have welcomed investments from several global players. We are even looking to develop dedicated clusters, industrial clusters for some of them. CII Hyderabad and CII Telangana has played an important role in supporting government through various industry-related initiatives. Recently, we discussed with CII leadership on important proposals which we would like to take up with their support. I would like to highlight some of the key proposals which will be taken up in the next few months. CII is working towards the fourth industrial revolution with digital and smart manufacturing and will take up clusters in Telangana to pilot several projects, and this is something, again, the members of CII need to make a note of. Government of Telangana is also working on green and sustainability projects for ensuring a greener state. These include retrofitting to transform and reuse existing buildings wherever possible, and also working towards net zero, reducing the net load of carbon emissions on the environment down to zero. and also encouraging green and sustainable companies.